All right. So, welcome everyone. I'm here with Amanda Wood of the Hot Edit. And if you've been following me for a while, you've seen that earlier this year, in 2023, I think it was like January, February, I was kind of on like this health kick, this health journey. And then I had met Amanda at a networking event, and I was like, you know what? I would love to work on my wardrobe because with my 27 bridge and those mommy issues, I spent a lot of years kind of taking on her identity, my mother's, and my closet was full of her clothes because she would just give me things. And she loves designer clothes. So I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like, this is Prada. I love it. Of course, I'm going to take it, never wear it. And I was also, it was right after COVID. I was working from home, wearing sweatpants all day long. And Amanda was like, no, 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 no. You
hmm
are better
And the
than
hiding. We have to talk
yes,
about the hiding. Yes.
total hiding too. So
Yep.
we started working together in I think you created like we talked, we had a conversation, you
Yep.
created a mood board for me, and then we went shopping. And I know a lot of people that follow me on Instagram saw like my stories about some of the stuff that I got from you last month. Like those buckle boots and that jacket with like the silver things on it. Um,
Yep. Yep.
which was fantastic. So all of that came from Amanda. And that I love your work. I love it, love it, love it. I think it has changed
Thank
the way that I
you.
perceive myself. I walk into my closet and
Good.
I'm like, fuck yeah, I love everything in here.
Good. Oh my God, love.
I would love for you to kind of introduce yourself to our audience and yeah, we'll go from there. Amanda is a 6'2" projector also, which is
Yes.
super fun.
Yes. So I absolutely love like Donna saying that, you know, working with men and women, but just to elevate them, elevate their lives, elevate everything about them so that it's not only the clothing that is changing about them, it's their self-perception and their life that is changing. And I just love uplifting everybody. And I work very much, listening and having that great conversation, and then going through your wardrobe, removing the pieces that don't do you justice, because a lot of us like to hang on to pieces that have maybe sentimental value or some kind of value or some kind of, subconsciousness about them, that we shouldn't be hanging on to them because they are literally holding us back. And we don't realize like how many mental blocks and blocks we keep in our wardrobe. So removing that, getting those out, and then doing the shopping. And I love when my client sees himself for the first time in the person that they're supposed to be, their elevated self, their best self. And I just love seeing the transformation.
I forgot to mention that we like cleaned out my entire closet on Zoom.
Yep.
You don't have to do this in
Yes.
person. But
Yep.
she's almost like I do the shadow work on the mind. She does it like in your physical environment. Like for
Yep.
us women and men too, like the things that we wear are so important. And it's how, for me, it's how I express my creativity a lot of times.
hmm
And I have found that, like, depending who I'm with, like my partner or other people's perceptions, like I will tend to like tone it down, which when I recognized I started doing, I did the mindset work on it, but then also it's super helpful to be like, to be able to convey that to you and be like, help me pick something edgy, help me pick something fun.
Yep.
So, what Amanda and I started doing, like for fun, is looking at the body graph and trying to kind of make those connections. So, I always say, like, we don't live in a vacuum. So, you can't just look at one part of the body graph and be like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. This is who I am. This is how I should dress. But
Exactly.
we did start to
Yep.
kind of synthesize the body graph using Venus. So, this can be your unconscious Venus or your conscious Venus. And again, you want to synthesize it. So we wanted to give some examples, but before we do that, actually, I want to show you your chart because I think it's so cool. So if you're watching
Okay.
this on YouTube, this is Amanda's chart. She is a 6'2" projector. She has 3 channels and they are all from the G to the throat. So she has the 731, the 1/8, and the 1333, which I thought was amazing. Just like, this is who the fuck I am. And every time I
Yep.
see you, you are dressed to the nines. You're very consistent, at least for me, like in how I see you. You're very consistent in the way that you dress. And she does have that gate 5 in her conscious Venus. So, talk to me about someone. So, like, if I were to synthesize your chart and I were to say, you are someone that is probably pretty grounded in your identity. You do have
Yep.
these like creative elements, but based on your Venus in line 5, you do need some sort of, you would benefit from some sort of like consistency. So, but we can't like take, we have to take into account your sun, right? This is like 70% of who we are. We have the sun in gate 28, which does tend to be a little dark, 28.6, the darkest. So it is a little bit more mysterious. There is some of that shadow work element. And then Pluto, everybody knows I love Pluto. 48, depth. 18, change. Like, I see what doesn't work and I make it better and I change it.
Yes.
So how
Oh,
would
too
you,
funny. Oh, I'm getting chills now.
I know, I don't think we talked about that part
No, we didn't.
earlier. Yeah, so that's your gate 18 in Pluto. And I just posted something about Pluto because I think it's so powerful that people don't pay enough attention to it.
Yeah.
So if I were to give you that information about a person, what would you say in terms of style?
So I'm gonna hit it back real quick to the
Okay.
last piece that you mentioned that we hadn't talked about beforehand, because it's basically like my style story. And I don't know if we talked about this before. So if I've
No,
already told you, I'm so sorry.
no.
But like seeing what's not working and just immediately changing it is literally my style story. So when I was fresh out of college, I became a real estate agent, and I'm originally from Portland, Maine. And there's so many oceanfront properties that I was like, this is amazing. Like, how can I not, lose at the game of real estate? So fresh out of college, first open house, a seasoned broker had let me do his open house. And he's like, whatever conversations, whatever buyers, whatever listing appointments, whatever, yada, 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 you can take them. That is like my thank you for you doing the open house for me. I was like, this is amazing. I'm so excited. So pull up to the house, oceanfront property, have all of the signs in the best places. I have my suit on. I have the property disclosure fully memorized, little cookie candle going to make sure everybody's lingering, smelling cookies and just having a great time. So I am fully pumped up, fully excited, fully confident, ready to go. However, this lovely lady walks into my open house and she looks me up and down and she says, "Is that your car outside?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she just looks me up and down again and she's like, "Are you the broker for this open house?" And I was like, "Yes." And she just looks me up and down one last time and leaves without saying anything else to me. So I was very much, embarrassed, floored, gut punched to the stomach. Like, is something on my face? Is something on my suit? Like, what just happened? So I popped over to the mirror and just took a look at myself. I'm like, okay, I don't have like ketchup on my face. I don't have, mustard on my suit. Like, what's going on? So then I just took a look at myself and said, okay, my suit is not really conveying the message of my confidence level and my knowledge level of this, and that it's a suit that is very boxy. It's a little wrinkled. It's a beige color that's almost the same color as my skin. And it has, a Peter Pan collar. Not that that's bad, but it just, all of that together, along with me being in Maine and I was wearing boots, and it just, it wasn't jiving. It wasn't conveying a great image of, again, my confidence and my knowledge that I had. So I immediately changed up my style, kept my motivation going, and I turned everything around and I became $1 million producer. And it
Wow.
was to the point, yeah,
Where did
that
you park
my
your car?
away from the house so that nobody could see it because I was, just out of college. So I had a Saturn, which wasn't the
Nice.
best car to have. So parked the car away, changed my style, kept everything going, became $1 million producer. My coworkers were taking me out to lunch to ask me like what I had done and what I had changed. And it was literally me seeing, my confidence level boost up even more. And then that image to go along with it and to project, you know, all of everything that a realtor I am to be so everybody could see it. So the outside matched the inside, basically. So that's my long short to that whole I see something and I change it.
I
And to
love,
then, yeah,
sorry,
it was very like
I just want to make one note. Like,
momentous.
we talked about like your 18.6, but
Mhm.
like your 4.3 that is also in your Venus has a line 3. So wherever we have an undefined center and a hanging gate, and it has a line 3, that's like your money maker, right? Like
Okay.
that's a place where you can make money. So like the gate 4 needs things to solve, right? It needs
Yes.
dilemmas, it needs questions to resolve, like doubt and suspicion, and it can really help people work through that. And then, especially with gate 18 too, like here's what needs to be fixed. So
Yep.
even if you have the line 6, that's a part 3, like it has the 3 in it. So that's also a great money maker. So that makes total sense for me that like your image would be how you make money.
And for me to talk about like seeing something and seeing a little bit of change that's needed is literally how I see all of my clients. And that my background is art and I grew up, doing art. My mom has a master's in art, and actually the drawing in back of me I did that. I see each of my clients as like an unfinished art piece, and that they might need like a little bit of a different glaze or like a little bit of a different handle or, a different, color story about them. And that I can see my clients in their, up-leveled best self as I'm meeting them and I'm making, a few tweaks in my mind. And I just love, bringing them to that point because they're like the energy shift that I see and feel in my clients when they see themselves as their best self is just so rewarding and so wonderful. And I love it.
And you're so
And
good at
thank you. I
it.
appreciate that so much. And then to hit back to what we were saying initially about like foundations and then having a little bit of that mysterious, dark side to a person to relate to clothing and specifically, what I see in myself in relation to that is that I need a great foundational wardrobe and that I need, a great timeless blazer that has, so much cost per wear and that I can depend on it. A great pair of jeans that I love that I can always depend on, great little black dress, great, coat. Mine is specifically a trench coat, but like having those foundational pieces that I can always depend on is that stability and that foundation for me. And then for the dark bit of it, my birthday being the day before Halloween, but
Nice.
then also, bringing in some of the like edginess into my wardrobe. And for me, it's like specifically like moto jackets or like patent leather pants or, like really heavy material, like a really great structured denim blazer or, stuff like that. So it's a little bit more edgy and rough in a sense.
I love that you talked about like the foundational pieces because for someone who has so many undefined centers, Amanda's a single definition. So we're not necessarily looking at bridges. I mean, obviously, she's got all these channels here that connect her two centers, but having so much openness in your chart can certainly make a person feel unstable. The undefined spleen can give us a lot of codependency issues, inability to let go of things. The undefined ego makes us want to prove ourselves incessantly. The undefined solar plexus have a hard time telling the truth. The undefined sacral might not always have as much energy as other people. The undefined root feels a lot of pressure. The crown, the ajna, amplifying other people's thoughts, thinking about things that don't matter, answering questions that don't matter, just mental anxiety. And definitely having those two centers, like the crown and the root undefined, it's like there's pressure. There's a lot of pressure that can come from outside. So having some of these foundational pieces that make you feel safe and consistent with your gate 5 and conscious Venus, I think is super important. And I really love that. And I even love that for me with just having like a few undefined centers because of like the truth, like the when you're in the not self of your undefined solar plexus, you have a hard time confronting the truth of who you are. And if that's something that you tend to go into when you're in the not self, then having something you can rely on, like these jeans look amazing on me and I love them and they're so comfortable and I don't have to unbutton the top button when I have a sandwich. Like that's great. We don't understand, like sometimes we don't realize how like the clothes we wear like totally affect our nervous system and affect our
Oh, big
emotions
time.
and our thoughts. So I think that's a really, really great note on the clothes. Will you show us? So everybody take in her chart, and now will you show us your mood board?
Yes.
Do I need to unshare for you to do that?
I am not sure. Let's try it. Can you see it?
No.
Okay.
So let me stop my share and then you can, oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I love this. So this was like one of my favorite things that we did, and we can share mine as well after
Mhm.
yours. But that's just so fun having someone see you on this kind of
Yes.
level. It's it's wild. But we did like the colors, like what are the colors of your skin, what would
Hmm.
work best, what do you like, what don't you like. We went through like a whole questionnaire. But I love these edgy pieces, and then also like the timelessness of like the jeans, the blazer. I don't think I've ever seen you not wearing a blazer.
I know, it's definitely my go-to.
Yeah, even in the summer you're like sweating in a blazer. I'm just kidding.
Blazer with shorts though.
Yes. um I love this. I think it looks so cool. Every day, business day, night. Yeah.
Yep. And
Very
I love it for like for me the like mix of the masculine and the feminine and then having the classic and then the edgy but then the foundational pieces and then some fun pops of like the unexpected like a red patent leather trench coat. So I love like the mix of it, and it's very much like we were saying before, like me and like the truth of me. And if it's like in style or if it's out of style, for me, it doesn't matter because I personally, might look at the trends, and I have a lot of clients that are like, what are the trends for the season? And, want to be up on all of that. But I love, my truth being that add in a few trends, take a peek at what they are, but like you don't have to, feel pressured to, jump on them or, embody them or whatnot. But like having that great foundational wardrobe that is all bits of your personality, but all cohesively together, and then adding in those different pops that, you can just have fun with.
Yeah, I love that. Very cool.
Yeah. You want to show yours?
Sure. So this is mine. And the red and the orange on here, like the colors, you'll see it is mostly black, but the colors are based on like my skin tone. Definitely that leather jacket, the jeans. I was like, can you please put sweatpants on here? And
Yeah.
she said no.
Nope.
Um,
Nope.
I think we did end up getting this green bag in white. So
Yes.
Amanda took me shopping and like she had everything already set in the dressing room. We spent an entire day trying on clothes and basically upgraded my entire wardrobe. And now
Mm-hmm.
we meet up and do it on like a smaller scale. So I love thrift store shopping. Like I love it. I love the mysteries. I love finding a gem. So
Mm-hmm.
Amanda will bring the thrift store to me a lot of
Yep.
times, which is super fun. But now that fall is coming, I'm super excited to get back into like my jackets. I have an entire closet of jackets. Most of them we bought together,
This is
like
good.
blazers, coats,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a lot of things. This is super cool. Like I have my 28 in my Pluto, so black, edgy, a little bit risky. Definitely things that I like. Something that Amanda had to talk me out of a little bit is my gay 59 in unconscious Venus, which is tends to be a little masculine. Um, which is not bad. That's not the part she talked me out of. The part she talked me out of was the not self of that masculine, of that penetrating energy. And for me, the 59 can be super sexual. So for me, it's like wearing a shirt without a bra. She's like, you can't. You can't do
You
that.
can
You
sometimes,
can
but not
sometimes.
all the time.
Yes,
Yes.
but not all the time. So like I have been wearing more bras. You guys will be
I
super proud.
This is good.
Um, but I do feel like I used to wear a lot of like super cleavagey shirts, like
Hmm.
not necessarily on purpose. I think it's like a subconscious thing. Sometimes, male attention, right? But I do feel like through my deconditioning journey and like healing and all of that, I do wear less of that.
Hmm.
Um, whatever it works, however it works for you. I don't think there's a good or bad way,
Yep,
as long as
exactly.
yeah.
Staying true to yourself. Yep.
Yes, for sure. Awesome. So, can you give us an example of how you would work with someone who's like remote?
Sure. So now that we have all gone through a pandemic and we've all learned the magic of Zoom, which is amazing. So I can do almost everything remotely. It's obviously a little bit of a different experience than it would be in person, but we have the same great style chat, and you can grab, if it's a little bit later in the evening, your adult beverage, or if it's morning time, grab your coffee and just, sit, and we just get to know each other, have a great chat. And I ask you a few different questions, and then I show you different styles so that you can see, like, I'm attracted to classic style, I'm attracted to boho style, and I just start to see like where your eye is drawn to in terms of, styles now. And then once we finish that chat, you have a bit of homework, and you get to send me over a picture of your full frame, and then a full frame profile so I can just see your body type, and then a picture of your face in natural light, and then a picture of your veins in direct sunlight so that I can see your skin tone and your undertones. And then for my lady clients, I do have you send over your measurements so we can make sure you're wearing a great bra, because so many of my clients don't wear the right size bra. Want to make sure you're comfortable.
Mhm.
So then after that, I make up a personalized style mood board for you. And I just really love like having that visual so that you can see exactly where I'm thinking your style would be great to go to. And then once you're loving that, we do the virtual wardrobe edit. And again, I have you pop on some music while you're at your home, either if it's in the evening or morning, feel free to like have a sip of something. And I just try to make it fun. And we virtually go through all of your pieces, talking about each one and evaluating each one. And then we move on from that to either a digital lookbook about you, or we do a shop up through shoppable mood boards. And the digital lookbook is about 25 to 30 pages, and it's all about you, and it's digital, so you have it for forever. And it goes through your body type, the best colors for you, where to shop brick and mortar on and online, and then your style icon, how to incorporate your style icon style into your style. And then it has 10 or 15 pages of outfits with shoppable links out. So each of those outfits you can shop and just click through. And then once you get those pieces in, we do a virtual styling session and mix and match it with the wardrobe pieces out of your current closet that we kept. So you have a full, great new wardrobe. And I go over why the pieces work and why, the colors work, what they're great for, and then make more outfits if you have events or whatnot. And then the shoppable mood boards is just like one mood board, 3 different looks on it, and then it has the same shoppable links out, and then we hop on a Zoom and style those up. So depending if you want a full digital lookbook or just a few shoppable mood boards, you can go either way. So that's how I work virtually.
I love that.
And God bless you. God bless you.
I think it was really fun to, not fun because I hate cleaning and organizing, but I think it was really beneficial to clean out my closet. And like
Yes.
I had piles and piles and piles and so many trash bags that I had to take out.
Yeah, and I'll jump in
Donate.
on that real quick.
Yeah.
So sorry to like interrupt, but it's crazy because like so many of us have 100% of our clothing, but then we only wear literally 10 to 20%. So like 80 to 90% is just literally subconsciously stressing us out. Like
Yeah.
you don't realize like how much stress and how much mental blocks and how much just like mental, you know, space that's renting in your brain that your closet holds. And it's such a like freeing and uplifting experience when you do clean it out.
Yeah. 100%. That's what I was going to say. It was
Mhm.
so nice to do that. Um, okay. A few more things I wanted to ask you. Can you tell us what a capsule wardrobe is and the
Mhm.
benefit of that? Because I feel like that's really, really important for people, like you said, that get stressed out easily. Like we get
Yep.
decision fatigue. Like we can only make a certain amount of decisions a day without feeling
Right.
completely overwhelmed. And you don't want your clothes to be like that first decision to overwhelm you. So
Hmm.
I love the idea of a capsule wardrobe,
Yeah.
also for traveling.
Oh my God. Yeah. I love creating travel wardrobes for my clients. So capsule wardrobe is the smallest one I've done is 22 pieces. So it's about like 22 to about 55 pieces is kind of like the sweet spot of having a capsule wardrobe. And it's where you have great elevated basics that are, high quality, usually investment pieces so that they are going to last you and you aren't going to have to constantly repurchase items because that's the beauty of a capsule wardrobe is that it's going to save you so much money. So you have those great quality basics, quality statement pieces, and quality foundational pieces. And it's where they're all in the same color story. So I always go with neutrals for your base foundational pieces of your capsule wardrobe. And then you add in, those fun pops of color, fun pops of print, pops of your personality, and then round it out with really great accessories. And that, includes all your jewelry, bags, shoes, etc., hats as well. And then with all of those pieces being in the same color story, like you can't mess it up. You can't like go wrong. So you know that like every single piece in your wardrobe totally works for you. And you have all of these great foundational pieces, and then you can have, a fun red pair of shoes that that pop this on, and then that's my fun pop of color, my fun pop of personality. So it's awesome, and it just lets you literally like shop your closet. So like if you might see a great outfit on somebody or a great outfit on Pinterest, because you have those great timeless investment foundational pieces, you can 9 times out of 10 recreate it and you don't have to go shopping.
I love
So
it.
capsule wardrobes are awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Do you have one for each season or do you like mix it up?
You can. Some of my clients do. Some of my clients have just a little bit of a larger capsule wardrobe that will do all of the seasons. And then some of my clients do have the smaller capsule wardrobe. So that would be like where the 22-piece capsule wardrobe would come in, and you would have one for each season and then just put the other one up for storage.
Got it.
Mhm.
And is it true that not all colors work for all skin colors.
Hmm.
I know I was wearing a lot of beige and you were like, what the fuck? Like, I think I tried on this one dress and I was like, I love this dress. And you were like, are you naked? Because it is the
Right.
same
Yeah.
color as your skin.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
think I got it.
Definitely. Yeah. So it's definitely very much like your skin tone and then your undertone. So you can be, warm trending warm, and that your skin tone is with a bit of yellow in it, and then your undertone, your veins are green. So that like you're warm trending warm. So it also helps you find clothing colors and then makeup colors if you're a lady, or if you're a gentleman and you like to wear makeup. So it just really helps you to say like and then you can go old school if you want to and say like I'm a true winter, or I'm a clear spring. And then when you really drill down and you look at, your skin type, and then you also look at the, if there's high or low contrast within your facial features to your hair and to your eyes, and see what your contrast is, and then the undertones of your skin, that you can really figure out, what are the best colors for you. And then when you pop those on, you will immediately see that you look amazing, and you even feel like like jazzed up, for lack of better words, that you're really wearing the colors that just bring out all of your facial features proportionately balanced, and you just look amazing.
I love it because it makes shopping easier. Like
Yes.
these, if I want a pop of color, these are the colors I look for. Like now I do red and I do blue and I do green. I think
Yep.
it,
Yep.
um, but I tend to go for red because when we did our shopping, the red just looked so good.
Yes.
So I do tend to go for red now for a pop of color. Okay, last
Hmm.
question. Can you give us any trends or any like things for fall?
Sure.
And I know
So,
everybody that listens is like in a different country, so they have
okay.
different seasons. But if you are in North America and you are
Yep.
coming on to fall 2023, what can we
Yep.
expect?
So, um, for the ladies, it is like we've seen the oversized blazer for a long time. So we're going to see the blazer change up a little bit to be still a bit oversized, but we're going to start to see a little bit of a cinched in waist. So like a single one button closure, a little bit of a cinched in waist, and then faux leather, obviously always coming in for fall. And then for the gentleman, it is a bit of that like deconstructed, they call it like a futuristic suit vibe. So it's like not crazy strict on the tailoring. It's a little bit more fun, and I like that. And then um for the gentleman, it's also seeing like some kilts and some skirt action.
Oh,
So those are like some of the like two fun trends that we're seeing that can, translate to some and maybe be a little bit adventurous and a little bit out of your comfort zone for others.
cool. I love that.
Hmm. Oh, and
Aw-
red. I should mention red.
Yay, my
Red
color.
is going to be, yes, super, super trending for fall 2023.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
this was super fun. I'm going to put all of your information in the show notes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, in the YouTube notes, um, so that you can follow Amanda on Instagram and TikTok. She's been doing a lot on TikTok, right? We
Yep.
talked about that
Yep.
before. Um, and schedule a consultation with her, whatever. I think she's fantastic. If you want if you want to hear what I think personally, like feel free to DM me and I'll tell you all about Amanda. I love we were at a networking event a few weeks ago and you weren't there, but and I can't remember the girl's name. Her and I were talking, and I was like, "You totally look like you got Amanda." She's like, I did." I was like, "And I wore a bra today because I thought Amanda would be here."
Oh my God, I love it, Amanda.
Yeah. So you definitely have a what's the word I'm looking for? Your own kind of essence that travels,
Hmm.
and we all pick it
I
up.
I
I do.
appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I love your aura. I love as a projector, like, yes, you have to be invited. And I know we talked about that. Like, you don't necessarily go up to people and you're like, what you're wearing
No.
sucks,
Yeah, no.
for people
No.
to ask you.
That's a bad stylist, as I like
Yeah.
to say. Like a lot of clients will come to me and be like, I've thought about getting a stylist, or I chatted with a stylist and they, made me feel like crap and they belittled me. And I'm like, what is their name? I need to find them and have a quick chat with them. They shouldn't be a stylist. And I love, like I'm all about uplifting and making you feel amazing and see how gorgeous you are, and just really, resetting some mindsets and just letting
Mhm.
you know, like, you look phenomenal and let me show you how phenomenal you look.
I really feel like you did that for me during our trip. Like,
Thank you.
you just kept saying it. You're like, look how good you look. And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I think I do look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
Good.
It works.
Because you do.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
And
you.
we will hopefully see you soon.
You bet.